My name is Deidre Lee. I have owned the studio for 15 years, so we opened in July of 2004. I've been here ever since. I actually was interested in opening a coffee shop because around that time I just liked the idea of sitting, sipping coffee and playing music and having this grand old time. And so I went to work at one just to get an idea of what was involved in running a coffee shop, and I loved working there, but I knew I would never want to run it. And so that kind of, I'm not an artist, I don't know much about ceramics, I've learned through the business, so it was just something that intrigued me and I followed through. So it's a paint your own ceramic studio. So we have ceramics that are already fired and they're ready to be decorated. So someone would come in, they would pick a piece of blank ceramics, they would paint it and design it. We have about 60 different colors they can use and all sorts of stamps and stencils and things like that. So they come in and design it and then leave it here with us for a week. We glaze and fire it and then come back and pick it up. I saw there was a Color Me Mine as a franchise, and so I saw one in Gaithersburg, and I went to visit, loved the experience, and started the process. I can think back on the first day that we opened, and our first customers were two little girls visiting from New Orleans and their grandmother. Always been a lover of art. I've always been into arts and crafts and doing things with my hands, so I think the biggest influence for Color Me Mine has really been being inspired by other people and other artists who come in and do things, and the way that people see things differently. It could be the same plate, but it's going to be painted 500 different ways.
Hi, my name is Solomon Asfal. I'm a local artist. I came here when I came to America for the first time, and I was looking at places to hang out, to have a great time. So I've never painted on the clay. So I came here and learned how to paint on the clay. And one day I invited Ezra to my art show. So I didn't know she owned this space. And she came to my art show and she bought my artwork and supported me. She likes what I do. Sometimes I came here and paint. So I asked her, I'm looking at a job, and she said, if you're interested, you can come and work here.
We call Color Me Mine the art of having fun, where everybody is an artist. You don't particularly have to have a lot of artistic skill or talent. We do teach techniques and we talk about colors and other type of things. And so really, first of all, it's about enjoying yourselves and having fun and being part of the creative process. And second of all, it's just learning little tricks that make someone who's kind of average talent, their stuff looks really good.
Things are changing nowadays. Art, like there's installation and conceptual art and other stuff. This is 21st century. A lot of things now. You don't need to go to school. I see very, very, very successful artists online. They've never been in the school, self-taught, and they've never painted before, and they just quit their job and start painting.
I never saw myself as retiring from this business, and so about a year ago I just decided that my time was up. At the same time my lease was expiring, so it was a good way to kind of move on and move out. Probably about 6 months ago I entertained the idea of selling the business because a lot of people do love it. We've enjoyed being part of so many families over the years. A lot of people have loved it, and we entertained a few buyers. At this point, which is 2 days away from the end of our lease, we have not sealed a deal. So it looks like we may be closing unless there's some Hail Mary at the end. But it's been a good run.
Everybody, especially kids and disabled people, like people autistic and other stuff. And we need painting, we need art, it's good for you. Yeah.